It's the show after Backlash, guys. It's the 22nd of April 2002.
It's Monday Night Raw.
We've got a lot of star power on tonight's show, but was it a good one? I don't...
Well, let's find out. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Kick off the show with Brock Lesnar coming out. He's taking on Matt Hardy. Supposed to face Matt Hardy at Backlash. He took him at the Raw before Backlash. So that means that he took on Jeff at Backlash. Battered Jeff. Jeff couldn't continue, and he done the exact same thing tonight with Matt. I kind of understand what they're going for here. Brock's a machine, he's dominant, he's beating up the Hardy boys so that they can't fight back. But in my opinion, I would have just had him win clean tonight. I mean,
yeah, and what he did to Matt here wasn't exactly...
Yeah,
it wasn't on the level of what he did to Jeff.
Yeah, basically he hit one big spinning powerbomb, the referee called off the match. To me, this just takes away from the stoppage at Backlash, so I don't like it.
It cheapens everything else. Like, there's like... more or less every match has a spot similar to this where you could just stop the match, you know.
So I don't know.
Let's go.
I don't like it. No Jeff, no Lita. I don't know.
Brock wins. Next up, Ric Flair arrives backstage. He's getting a bit of a cold reception. In comes the Dead Man to make it even that bit more chillier.
And the Dead Man thanks Ric Flair. Ric Flair's like, yo, I didn't help you. It was an honest mistake. And Taker doesn't believe him, and Taker says he'll thank him in the ring personally. Taker goes out to the ring, cuts a promo. Says he beat Austin, talk about how he's going to beat Hogan. Then Triple H comes out. Triple H isn't in the mood to cut a promo or to say anything. He just comes out and batters Undertaker. Now, I wouldn't say he buried Undertaker here, but
it was as close as a burial between two main offenders as you'd get.
Yeah, like Taker was hitting the odd strikes. Now, I don't know. Like, I know, like, it's faces have battered heels before. Like Booker T getting battered by Austin, but I mean, this is the Undertaker. We're not used to seeing Undertaker get... He got very so little offense, and he got like a couple of punches and kicks, like. But I mean, this was Triple H more or less beating down Taker for about 8 minutes straight. Taker was a bloody pulp. Triple H took him to the back. He was about to smash his head in with the sledgehammer. Police finally arrived. Security arrived. Stopped Triple H, and they took him away. And I mean, yeah, it was a cool attack. It lasted quite a long time, but it was so one-sided that I couldn't believe it. But
yeah, it was like Triple H of 04 doing it to like a Randy Orton or something.
Fucking more like a Maven or Eugene or I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't think anyone would fucking beat up Undertaker.
Bar the opening match segment the way it ended, probably one of the strongest openings to Raw.
Yeah, good, yeah. But up next with Ric Flair and William Regal. William Regal's getting a cup of tea backstage. Hardly a surprise. He likes his tea.
He's the man.
Ric Flair also getting a cup of tea, and
it was bloody brilliant what you did to Stone Cold Steve Austin at Backlash, Willie.
Yeah, and Ric Flair's still adamant that he didn't do anything. So,
Ric Flair definitely
laying
down the law.
Good start, but that turns sour now because we've got Mr. Perfect, a guy that I've never really been that high on. I don't think his original run was good, and I think even less of this comeback run in 2002. It's just
like, let's be real, right? This guy, in his prime years, couldn't become WWF champion in a period where the company was fucking
weak.
It was weak. It was fucking.
So he's not when
wrestling was relevant. This was his worst point. It's dead now. So let's just forget about it.
In his later years, he's hardly going to amount to anything in this stacked roster. Although he was the third last man eliminated in the Rumble.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't make any appearances bar the Rumble, you'd be like, oh, remember Mr. Perfect came back at the Rumble. That was a good spot. But see, I
think as a one-off, it might actually been alright. But I mean, apart from the Rumble, the guys, well, he did hit the Perfect Plex on Big Show, but
Big Show kicks it at one,
and then gets up and chokeslams him. I mean, maybe it's not Mr. Perfect's fault. He's not been booked great. Eddie Guerrero was in commentary, decent commentary with him and King and JR.
Say it, JR. Latino Heat.
Then he attacks RVD after the match, goes for a Latino Heat frog splash. He misses RVD, big boot. Spinning heel kick, and Eddie gets his belt and leaves the ring. JR hinted at a possible rematch for RVD against Eddie Guerrero, so maybe we'll see that in the future. Up next with Trish and Jacqueline versus Molly and Jazz. Very forgettable match. I think Jacqueline takes the pinfall here, but
yeah, it was Jacqueline.
It was that forgettable. I can't even remember.
And then you've got...
It was nothing noteworthy.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they've been doing a lot of good stuff with the Molly Holly stuff in recent weeks, but this just wasn't the week.
It could be Jazz's fault, you know what I mean? To me, the feud feels more like Trish versus Molly Yeah, Trish is kind of going for the women's champion, and Jazz has that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jazz is fucking pissed, so we have to book a way around that. But yeah, that's the women division in 2002.
And that was it.
Yep.
I mean, fucking mental.
It's like the only 4 women they've got, bar Terry Rollins who does interviews.
No, this hasn't got anything to do with it, right? But people are saying, just this is totally off the,
Off the cuff.
Yeah. People were saying, why wasn't the SmackDown tag team titles defended at Mania? And the fact, because they had the Dirty Dogs defended their titles. I'm talking about Mania 37 here, in case you didn't realise. I mean, the Dirty Dogs are pish. They're not in this 2002 era. But yeah, the Dirty Dogs defended their tag titles in a fatal 4-way match on the penultimate SmackDown. No, not the penultimate. The last
They essentially
SmackDown.
used SmackDown as a pre-show.
Yeah.
Because Andre the Giant.
People are saying that the title should have been, the tag title should have been on the pay-per-view, right? Which I kind of agree with. And it was stupid having that women's turmoil match on it because A, it was a number 1 contenders match, and B, the match was awful. So people are saying that should have been on SmackDown, which would have made perfect sense. The number 1 contenders match on SmackDown and have the title match at Mania, but they couldn't do that for the simple reason is they're trying to go 50-50 now, and there would just been a lack of women. Think the ratio of women that would not have had a WrestleMania appearance had they not booked that match. So by booking that match, you've got 10 women on the show. Do you know what I mean? If you take that match out and you replace it with the SmackDown tag team match, you've only got 6 women.
I'll put it this way, guys.
Right, 8 women in total.
Who wants to see those 8? I mean, Mysterio would have got a pretty big pop.
Yeah, I think it's disgusting. Like the Mysterio's not a Mania, and those are, but that's the reason why. 100%.
It's fucking disgrace, but
100%. That's the reason why.
Back to 2002 though. Back to better things. Ric Flair.
No, but let's be real. Hold on. Did the Riot Squad really deserve a WrestleMania moment?
They're fucking pish.
As a made up fucking tag team of Carmella and Billie Kay really
They're pish.
Mania worthy?
Tamina and Natalya don't belong anywhere near fucking TNA at this stage of their career, let alone Mania.
But, I don't mind them having a match, but there's no need for Tamina and Natalya to be on both nights.
No.
There's no need for that number 1 contender match to be on night 1. But that's the reason why. I mean, it would have been much better to have all the Mysterio sons, you know what I mean? But whatever.
Aye, father and son. But anyway, yep, back to 2002, the good shit, not that pish. With Ric Flair confiding in Arn Anderson saying, "You know I didn't mean it, Arnie boy." But Arnie's feeling a wee bit, I don't know.
I wish we were talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, but instead it's Arn Anderson. Arnie was, I don't know, very depressed or something. Like, I don't fucking know. I was getting depressed watching him.
If some of the locker room think you did mean it,
some of the fans out there think that.
So Ric Flair's like, well, you know what? I'm going to go and prove it to the big man. He goes out, shows a bunch of camera angles that still don't prove shit.
No,
so...
Arn Anderson said he should go and prove it.
Nah, but right, he goes out, left. Does a fucking
Well, actually, he did. The second camera angle Ric Flair showed you couldn't see Austin's foot. But Ric Flair says that's what he's seen. That's not what he's seen.
That's bullshit.
What Ric Flair seen was the fucking mat that he was staring at. I mean, we're getting a camera angle from the angle that JR and King seen.
Aye.
And Ric Flair saying that's what he saw. That ain't what he saw.
Again, it's just... I don't know, guys. Ric Flair's come across a wee bit pish here.
Austin comes out, what? I don't care how many titles you've won, what? And Ric Flair's no happy. He's like,
whoa,
16 times. 16. Woo! Austin's no impressed, but Ric Flair.
Put it this way, guys: the quicker Bischoff shows up and Flair turns into a wrestler, the better.
So Ric Flair shows the footage, and Austin says, "I've got some footage I want to show you," and gives him the finger. I thought that was good.
Brilliant. I'll make the top 5 moments.
Yeah. And then that was pretty much it. Ric Flair announced that it was going to be. He said to make up to Austin, he was going to give Austin the NWO tonight. Now I get Austin has been feuding with the NWO, but Ric Flair kind of made it as if the NWO were part of the reason why Austin ain't champion.
They were just there.
I'm not really. They came out and just watched. They observed.
I mean, if you're going to blame the NWO, you may as well blame the fucking fans.
JR and King.
Exactly. But next up, we had the Dudleys minus Devon put in the Spike Star.
Against... I don't mind Spike, but it's not the same.
No, it's just not. Against, I mean, who the fuck does Spike think he is?
What was retarded though in like 2005, 2004, when Spike was the leader of the Dudleys and he was bossing around Bubba and Devon?
I know.
When he was Cruiserweight champion, that was just whoever came up with that idea was fucking.
Get down, drop the bombshell, get down. Yeah, I know, like the Dudleys at the end of the WWE run was fucking. By the ECW match, not a lot going for them. But yeah. Booker T and Gold Dust pick up the win. Table spot goes wrong. Out comes Stevie Richards.
Like, you know what should have happened? Like, see when Spike's trying to bully the Dudleys, see as soon as he slaps one of them, they should just get him up 3D for the table and that's it.
I know.
But yeah, Stevie Richards came out at the end of the match after the Dudleys lost, hits Bubba Ray with the trash can and doesn't get the free count. So normally when someone comes out with a weapon and they hit someone in the 24/7 title, they always get the pinfall. But Stevie Richards is that lowly thought of in WWE. He can't even win the belt, then lose it back 10 seconds later. He doesn't even get the win. I mean, Bubba Ray kicks out at 2 and then puts powerbombs through the table. Stevie Richards says to the table, "I'll show you, you'll see." I mean, then
someone's seen it.
2 seconds later, he goes through the table. So I mean, fucking.
I'll show you, you'll see. Good night.
The table ended up showing him.
Anyway, though,
madness.
Next up, we've potentially got the best moment of the show.
Stasiak, with Tommy Dreamer's backstage, and Stasiak's talking about him, and Tommy Dreamer's looking at him as if he's half his head, and I'm looking at Tommy Dreamer thinking, what the fuck has happened to your career? Tommy Dreamer just backstage drinking coffee. That's about as much as. I mean, surely it can't be long before Tommy Dreamer gets that segment with Undertaker. I mean, that has to be relatively soon, though.
I know, and even he's drinking it like a WWF cup. It's not even like it's just a generic coffee cup.
He's just there basically to promote WWE.
Yeah, Regal though starts burying Sean Stasiak.
Calls him a stupid pillock, and he's gonna beat some bloody sense into him. But
and then Stasiak's like, "Don't be silly, Willie."
Yeah, really good segment. Stasiak's fucking off his head, but I'm digging it.
He is off his head, like
it's good though. It's good stuff.
He's on the gear.
And then speaking of these two, they're up next. William Regal's out first. Stasiak comes out, runs out. As soon as he gets in the ring, Regal hits him.
Brass knocks. Good night.
Gets the count. I mean, I like what they're doing with Stasiak, but does anyone ever get over by losing? I mean, it's kind of funny at the start, but I mean, long term, can you ever get over by losing? Was the Brooklyn Brawler ever really over? I don't think so.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like at the moment it's not bad, but I mean, unless Stasiak starts getting wins, I mean, like see that last 2 weeks ago, I'd have had him beat Big Show.
Yeah, I'll put
Big Show's a fucking jobber.
Put it this way, right? See every WWE show he's appeared on since he came in with the Invasion, he's been up there, like in terms of the best moments on the show, in my opinion.
Yeah, the stuff with Rock was great, like, and
run into stuff.
Yep.
Brilliant. He's a great guy.
He is a great guy, but I think has he won a match?
No.
Since he debuted it?
I know, but I'm not really all for that. I mean, fucking Regal's been losing to Spike, and he's still brilliant backstage.
Nah, but you need to win.
No, you do, but
like I'm not saying.
I don't think Sean Stasiak needs to win for this role. I don't. Yes, I know. I don't. Because you know, it's not to be taken serious.
You think Austin gets to the level as that if he doesn't win?
Right, when I said it's not to be taken serious, dickhead.
I know, but I mean, what I'm saying is, unless Stasiak starts winning, there's only so far this can go. You think I'm crazy? No, I think you're a loser, mate. He'll lose every match you have.
Right, fair enough. I hear you, but he's still the fucking man, number one. If I was doing a top 10 wrestlers of 2002, it'd be fucking Sean Stasiak at the top of the mountain. And yep, next up with Bradshaw.
I just think him beating Big Show. I don't see.
Right, we've spent 2 minutes too long here talking about Sean Stasiak.
No, well, answer me this: Big Show losing to Stasiak, what harm would that have done? He's lost to everyone else.
The fact Big Show's joined the NWO.
Fuck the NWO. Oh. Well, is it really the NWO? Look at it. It's a fucking guy that's fucked. A guy that's
fucked. And a fat guy that's fucked.
There you go. That's
Bradshaw though, he's found unconscious. Ric Flair comes over. He's like, I know who done this. Heads into the NWO locker room, confronts X-Pac and Scott Hall. Says that he's going to make it a 2-on-2 match, buddy. Big Show, good night. Leaves the room. In comes suspended Kevin Nash. Why is this guy suspended if he's there?
I know. I thought maybe they suspended him because he's got plans or something. And
yeah, or like he got like he did a violation or something. I don't know.
Family died, or his quads were taking cocaine, or I don't know. His quads were on steroids. His quads failed the wellness policy, but I don't know. Apparently, he's available, but they're just not using him. I mean, if they don't want him to work in the ring, that's fair enough. But I mean, to me, just having Kevin Nash at ringside and just having him come out in the entrance would make the NWO look so much better.
I know.
You know, like Scott Hall and X-Pac, but I mean, there's supposed to be a faction. And at the moment, it's just two guys.
Exactly.
And one of them's like 5'8".
Like they came in Hall, Nash, and Hogan, and now it's just Pac and Hall.
Adding Big Show to them fucking devalues it, if anything.
Yep. And
I would rather have Hall and Nash than I'd rather have Hall and Pac than have just add Big Show.
Yeah, so would I. Like, I just sick of Big Show. Boring bastard. But talking about Hollywood, Hulk Hogan, he comes out, cuts a decent promo for the Hulkster. It's the same old pish, but I mean, it's Hogan. He's over. It's brilliant. Move on.
Yeah, it wasn't great, was it? He says that Hulkamania. I mean, through all night they showed Hulkamania flashbacks where he was beating everybody at WrestleMania, and the guy legit, I think, main event at every Mania through 1 to 8.
Yeah. 1 to 9 actually.
1 to 9. I mean, yeah.
Well, he wasn't in the main event at 9, but he put himself in it.
That one with Bret Hart and
Aye, and then that comes out and says, "I'm challenging you, you Jap," and fucking leg drop. Good night. Yep, we know where that went. That's what Walt Culture put as the worst match in Mania history. Hogan coming out and hitting him with one move and beating him for the belt.
They're just pissed off because Bret couldn't get the job done.
Maybe.
How did Bret lock the sharpshooter into Yokozuna?
I don't know, man. Hoovered 2 layers of flab off him. I don't know. Yeah, but main event time, guys.
Yeah, so main event time. Hall and X-Pac versus Stone Cold Big Show. Big Show starts off, overpowers the NWO guys. I mean, are we surprised? I mean, Big Show gets in the ring with X-Pac and shoves him into the corner, and like GR is trying to sell the Big Show's power, saying there's no one stronger. Are we really surprised that someone who looks the size of Big Show is shoving X-Pac into the corner here?
There has never been a guy that has made as many heel and face turns and pushes ever. I can't. It like pushes and then non-pushes.
Yeah, but I don't. Is Big Show throwing X-Pac down into the corner something that should be marked out over?
And another thing about this, like, we knew the heel turn was coming because he does join it, but say you're watching this back in 2000, I would have fucking bet my house that he's turning heel.
Yeah. So anyway, Austin.
Because what's he doing?
The match wasn't that bad. Austin like kind of battered the NWO for a good bit, and then the NWO isolated Austin, worked on Austin. Obviously, Austin's going to carry most of the match because
you can even tell the way Big Show was acting. The moves he did to them wasn't.
Yeah, he never struck them once or anything.
And when Austin needed a tag, he wasn't like right
there.
Yeah, and then as soon as Austin does tag him,
I mean, this could have been done better. It's like the end of it, Big Show does eventually get tagged in. Hall and Nash like drop to their knees, like begging Show not to attack them, which I think looked a wee bit phony. But I guess that at least gives a reasonable explanation as to why the NWO ain't attacking Big Show, because they don't want it attacked. So I guess that's not too bad. But the problem with Big Show is he just did not look like he was ever going to hit. I mean, he was like kind of motioning that he was going to do it, but yeah, you just knew he was going to. And he turned round on Austin way too quickly. He should have been turned round when Austin was back to his feet.
I know.
He turned round while Austin had his back to the Big Show and was still getting up, and then you just knew it was coming. This wasn't like this should have been like out of nowhere. I think this should have been like I think they should have done like a tight camera angle, so you didn't get to see much of the ring, and you could just see like Big Show, or even you could have had Big Show maybe like grab Scott Hall or something, and then like Austin, for the chokeslam, and then like Austin just like kind of walks into the screen and Big Show changes to him. But the way the camera was shot far back, you see the entire ring. It's like, to me, that's, you don't know what I'm talking about, but I do. You do know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it was so obvious. Big Show's
just standing there. Would you not assumed in?
Yeah.
And then,
but the fact you can see Austin, and then Big Show is nowhere near the NWO, and then he turns around, looks at him,
waits for Austin for about 10 seconds for Austin. I mean, at least if you zoomed in, you couldn't see Austin. It would feel like Big Show maybe grabbed him.
And JR and King, they can't even fucking redeem that.
No, they fucking.
They didn't really. JR didn't even react till he had him halfway up in the chokeslam.
Well, what can they say?
I know.
This big boring bastard's turned heel again. I mean,
like, let's be real. Fucking scrap Big Show, right? How much better would this have been? Just put Sean Stasiak with Stone Cold, right? 2-on-2. And if you're not even going to do that, why not just go with a handicap match? And Austin's dominating them out of nowhere. Sweet chin music. Look, this is Michael's fucking return. Instead of, I can't even remember when he comes back.
What about Regal in the NWO?
I know, but I don't.
Bradshaw?
I know.
Who else? Booker? Does he not get like a 2-week run?
I don't know, guys, but it's time to give.
Perfect?
He's garbage.
Yeah, but what's he doing on his
He
own?
was in it, like, but
Well, why not chuck him back in it? I don't know. To me,
anyway, guys, final rating, man. Some good shit, some really bad shit, some bad. Well, really bad, really. Yeah, you know what? But everything with Big Show's really bad. I don't give a shit, man. Right, well, you know what? This is what I'll say was bad. Big Show, the women's match.
oh, I don't think the women's match is bad. It's just forgettable.
Well,
I didn't. I'm not going. I'm not gonna. I've got nothing
well,
to say about it.
I meant in terms. Well, yeah, but no, but I think you've got to look at it as an era point of view. Matches in this era, it seems like everyone meant some of that match. Like there's nothing went in the story.
Yeah, it's like a throw. I get what
The
you're
first
saying.
match, I didn't like the fact that they just reused the finish.
I don't think this draw was as bad as you think it was. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was alright. I thought it was decent. Like, being honest, I like the Sean Stasiak stuff. I thought Ric Flair segments weren't that bad tonight. I thought they were actually no bad. I thought the Ric Flair segment with Austin was good.
I still think he's a bit petty.
I thought it was,
I like the
I
fact
thought it was
he's
alright
like-
when he confronted the NWO. I like the William Regal stuff with Sean Stasiak. I like the
They've got
Star.
Nash, but they're not using him.
I thought Brock Lesnar, Matt Hardy was alright. I didn't like the finish, but I thought it was alright. The Undertaker promo was alright. I think Triple H attacking Taker was good.
Yeah, well, I thought it was great, but Big Show's just I know I'll give it a 7.
I mean, RVD Mr. Perfect wasn't that bad, like, even though
Tell you what though, I'm not looking forward to some Big Show promos.
well, I'm hoping he won't do any. I'm hoping he just stands there to look big. Cause it's a big show. Down.
Like-
Right, 7 out of 10, guys.
Like I know Brock Lesnar didn't need the NWO at this stage, but imagine how much better it would have been if you had a Brock as a fucking Big Show.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I think someone who's debuted should not be put in a faction.
No, they shouldn't be, but
Although it kind of did work for Orton and Batista for some reason, but
yeah, guys, we're giving it a 7. We'll be back with SmackDown. Well, the top 5 moments from this show. Will Sean Stasiak feature? You're damn right he'll feature, but
I don't know. I think putting Brock Lesnar in the NWO would have hindered his progress.
no, I think it would have, but I'm just thinking of who's better than Big Show.
But whereas I'm thinking Orton and Batista don't go anywhere if they're not paired by Evolution.
Evolution
So
is
it's
a
weird.
mystery. 7 out of 10 for the holster.
But I think why Evolution worked is because like, even when Triple H started it, he was like, you know, it's Evolution. We've got the greatest of all time, Ric Flair. We've got, you know, the current best, Triple H, and then we've got the future, Batista and Orton. Whereas the NWO is like an established group, and I think just having a young guy in there like Brock would have took away from any development. He would have just been like muscle.
Yeah.
Well, that's my thoughts.
Anyway,
there
right,
you go.
7 out of 10,
7 out of
guys.
10,
Till
guys.
next time. Peace.